pretty much from a young age of me, you know, traveling the world, playing with a band, and like, you know, I see myself in the future up in front of thousands of people.
Listen, you can be transparent here.
Yeah.
Us as musicians, you know, we lay in bed like we imagine this shit, right?
Yeah.
What up, everybody?
Yeah,
this is SouLivate. I am NazareN, your host. Right next to me over there is the impeccable, the incredible, the always handsome. Who is you, player?
the co-host of the most. This is Spencer Reese in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Yo, we got a special night tonight, man.
We got a
'cause
legend.
We got a legend up in here. A heavy metal sensation. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my man Matt, man, what's good, bro?
What's going on, Naz? How you living today?
Good, man. Yo, we are so glad to have you on today, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Yo,
Yes, sir.
Spence, he's the first live guest, bro.
This is our very first live guest ever, and it's great that it's you, dude.
Yo, I was
Appreciate
just,
that.
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to say that, bro. Like, it's good that we got good folks and shit, man.
Hell yeah.
How you doing? Yo, Spence.
What up?
Before we get into our guest, man, how you been, brother?
Dude, I've been good, man. Like we were just talking about earlier, just like, you know, staying down. We're working on some new music for the band.
Okay.
Doing some practicing and stuff. Just, you know, staying on my sessions and just getting it how I live it, you mean?
Yeah, you can fill us in later, because right now, I love you, bro, but I'm interested in this rock star right here, man. Yo, Matt, give us a little rundown, bro. Like, give us a little bit about yourself. Like, where you from, brother? What was your childhood like? And how the F did you get into metal music, man?
So I was born in Detroit. Mother was in a local band. She was a singer for a blues band called the F Street Blues. And my dad was a banker. We moved over to Lower Makefield, I believe. It's hard to remember, like 5, when I was like 5. Went to public school. When I came over to Pennsylvania, I quickly was consumed by skateboarding and guitar.
Best one of the best skaters I know, seriously. I can't
Nah,
do
I'm
any of that
Word?
shit.
I gotta see that
I'm
shit.
not that. I mean, I can do like all the standard tricks. Like my tray flip's clean. I can hit impossible, but I'm nowhere as good as like the pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much like just a little hobby for me.
He's my pro.
But
So
yeah.
you got into guitar. How did you get into guitar, man?
My mother actually wanted me to like continue her dream. Not like, you know what I mean. She wanted me to have a musical output.
Okay.
She was an artist. She won the Benny Awards for graphic design like 8 years in a row. House is very into art.
Shout out to your mom, man.
She got me these lessons. Actually, but I don't even know if I should say the name of the dude. My guitar teacher, growing up, actually turned out to be a murderer.
Crazy enough.
What?
Straight up murderer.
Hold up. Tell me about that. This is crazy. What do you mean?
So I was taught by.
Yeah, get the mic and shit so we hear you.
I got you. My bad. I don't know how to explain. So it was this dude. His name was Josh Nieto. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
This was
young.
in PA?
Yeah, right up in Morrisville.
What?
And yeah, so my mom I guess had a bad feeling about him a couple years later. Turned out he ended up stabbing his fiance.
Crazy.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a
Crazy.
bad murder too, bro.
Yeah, it caught me off guard because I was like an older brother to me.
It's a horrible
What?
crash out.
Yeah, no, I gotta think when someone does something like that though, it's not them. It's they're not there.
Wait,
Yeah,
it's scary.
how old were you when you were messing with him, man?
So I got lessons from him from 7 years old to probably around 10.
Yo, Spence, can you imagine you let your kid around some dude and little do you know?
Dude.
Well, once my mom,
I
so
freaked.
he was a really good dude, from what we all saw, and then my mom got this feeling about him, and a couple years later it came out. So
That's
going back,
insane.
yeah, and then around that time, kind of stopped playing guitar. Was really into football, sports, and all that stuff. Listened to rock music still. Also heavily into rap too, just from the area that we came from.
Yeah.
Ooh, what kind of rap did you like?
I loved Eminem.
Okay.
Eminem's a big part of my childhood.
Slim Shady, okay.
I have to rep Detroit there.
So hold on,
he's from 8 Mile. We were off
yeah.
the 11 Mile exit.
Yo, hold on. So
That's crazy.
Which Eminem did you get? Cause there's a Slim Shady 1999, and there's before the relapse? So which Eminem
I
did you
love
catch on
Eminem, but I would have to say like his early stuff for sure was like what I really loved. But
Okay.
like, dude, I can't even his songs with Rihanna and stuff like that.
Oh, you like that shit? The monster
I mean,
shit and all that?
back
was
in the day,
awesome.
it was like, yeah, I fucked with it. But also, like, I loved Lil Wayne too. You know what I mean? Like, I love Lil Wayne.
Wayne's sick.
And his work ethic too is just amazing. It's admirable, and I know a lot of athletes actually look at Lil Wayne.
Oh,
and
for sure.
Yo,
like his mentality.
Before we go on with your story, Spence, would you say Lil Wayne is top 5, bro?
Just overall?
Yeah.
I mean, he could be. I mean, not for me personally. He's not my top 5, but he's definitely a top 5 for a lot of people.
What would you say, Matt?
I mean, like, nowadays, you know what I mean? I feel like I don't have the right... I'm not educated enough to have a top 5. Like, I have my top 5, you know what I mean? Lil Wayne's up there in mine.
Okay.
But I definitely think he was a staple in a certain era of rap.
Yeah.
He also has a timeless... His project is timeless. The
Which
Lil
one?
Wayne,
You talking about like Carter and
just
shit?
him as a person.
Okay.
His art is timeless. You know what I
Alright.
mean? He's still making hits here and there. You know what I mean? He's a baller. But
Yeah, so you were in high school, you playing football and all that, right?
yeah, and by the time I got to high school, I had been back into guitar. A buddy of mine got me back into it when I was in like a year later after
What
that.
kind of guitar though?
Back then I was doing like progressive rock. If you've ever heard of like Muse.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Hell yeah.
a lot like I Hysteria. I was doing like fucking like all their stuff. Also loved like classic rock back then too. So I was doing like Van Halen, Eruption. I was just doing covers, and
okay.
that was my
Classic.
thing. I liked to after a long hard day at school and football practice, I would come home and cover songs, and that's where my dream started. I was like, you know, like an athlete. That's a hard achievement to do, and it's like most people that do it don't make money from it.
Yeah.
Um,
Or you can get hurt.
yeah,
bro.
and there's a lot of uncontrollables in there. I felt that like, you know, going down this instrumentalist route, keyword instrumentalist, is because I felt that like I had everything in my control, and I liked that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So like, yeah, like music's always been in my life. It wasn't always the main thing, but once I got to high school, it started to lean towards like what I truly loved was.
Hold on, rewind back a little bit before you say what you truly loved.
Yeah.
You said that's when the dream began. The dream of what? Of you wanting to do it professionally?
Yeah, so like I had this vision pretty much from a young age of me, you know, traveling the world, playing with a band, and like, you know, I see myself in the future up in front of thousands of people.
Listen,
Yeah.
you can be transparent here.
Yeah.
Us as musicians, you know, we laying in bed like we imagine this shit, right?
yeah,
Spence?
you ever-
Like-
Oh, no, most
You
definitely.
ever feel
I
like
think
the
about it all the time.
dreams are sometimes like so big that I get scared to say it. You know what I mean? But I'll say it,
it, bro.
like,
Say it. Put it out right now. Put it out into the world, bro.
I want to make people fucking rage.
Okay.
Fuck
And that's
yeah.
like
I
around
second
there.
that.
I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I want to. Also, it was also in love with the craft of like pushing myself throughout that, and like all the different techniques and stuff like that.
For sure.
And how you can express yourself and make your playing your own.
Definitely.
Yo, what I want to know from both of y'all before we talk about, because this is the thing I forgot to mention. Spence and Matt are a part of this upcoming just break your head heavy metal band. Shout out to Treedpod, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So
Fuck yeah.
I want to ask Spence first, and then
Okay.
I want to ask Matt the same question. How the F during the time where hip hop is everywhere, trap is everywhere, how the hell did someone your age get into metal and rock, bro? Spence, man, tell me, bro.
I mean, I think it's different for everybody, but I mean, at least for me and how I got into it, it was just kind of embedded from other people I was friends with. So like when I discovered it, it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm just gonna get into it because it's cool. I was more so I got into it personally because it was around me. Like I had a friend that had an older sister that was like playing tons of Whitechapel and like Motionless in White
Okay.
all the time, and like. There was just something so different about it when I was like 10, 12 years old that I just wanted to gravitate towards. And literally since from there, like I just kind of stayed on it. I think everybody's going to have a different story, but I don't know. Like it was just kind of around me when I was younger. So like I don't know.
Is it kind of the same for you?
So yeah, I mean 100%. I was always blasting. You know, growing up as a football player, I was always lifting weights, working out, and stuff like that. And in the background would be like Rage Against the Machine. You know, a lot of Andrew WK for some reason.
Yo, what about Metallica? That's one band I know.
Nothing but respect for Metallica.
But what? They went too pop? Are you like?
Nah, they never went pop. I think it's just Metallica's one of those bands that like everybody kind of started with. Like a lot of people started with like, you know, Metallica and like.
And some of their shit's fire. Like
for sure.
Like
you go to their classic albums, dude. I mean, it's timeless metal music. Like that was a gateway band for like metal musicians aspiring or just people that wanted to play guitar or just drums or anything, period.
Metal back then is a completely different thing
Yo,
from what metal is
get
nowadays.
the mic. So what do you mean about that? What do you mean about that?
I'd say like nowadays, metal's definitely a lot more sharper, clearer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
So
it
has evolved? Are you saying?
Yeah,
it has
100%.
evolved?
I think
Okay.
the relevancy of metal too is going up as well.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the state of the world, you know what I mean? Like, from what I see, like it's just nothing but bad things.
We're gonna
and
get
I know
into
it's
that.
been like that.
We're gonna get into that. I just
But,
want to
like-
go back to the story and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's someone call it? It's interesting that you say that it evolved because to me, like, hip hop has de-evolved and shit, man. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
so,
type shit.
Yeah, so it's good to hear. This is what I want to know. Like, did you ever? First of all, it doesn't equate in my head a football player and a metalhead. Like for me, like a jog is like a jog, and then a metalhead is like something different. It's like, am I being wrong, Spence? Like,
I mean, I can see where you're coming from with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
when
what?
people think metalhead, they think of the skinny dude
Long
with
hair.
long hair,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, that's a metalhead. But like also like, yeah, like metal's a big thing in the weightlifting community.
Yeah.
You can't see it now because I have a broken shoulder and stenosis. But I used to be big into lifting, and like nothing will make you lift heavier weight than metal and some pre-workout.
Right.
Dude.
Not real shit, dude.
Like-
you throw me a protein bar and like put on like something heavy, I'm gonna probably exceed my PR.
Yo,
But-
what was that one band you guys remember? Du Hast,
Rammstein.
Rammstein. Y'all F with that at all?
My mom actually put me on to Rammstein when I was younger. I don't know too much about the band, but that song was like a big one for me.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I've heard.
So Matt, take me back to the dream, bro. So you're laying in bed, you're in front of a huge crowd and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So is that the moment that you realize, like, bro, this is what I want to do? It makes me feel great.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was like I didn't know how to attack the dream back then. You know what I mean? And it was like I just would hold a guitar and look at the fretboard. And I see endless opportunity.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And I
Yeah.
don't see endless opportunity with many things.
Okay.
I felt that.
You know, especially like jobs around here. I don't see endless
Do
opportunity.
you
with
write
that.
your own songs? Like, do you, as
So-
far as playing and shit?
Yeah, 100%. I got into composing
Yeah.
around 17 years old. I was with a buddy of mine that I was playing football with. After school, we would just go write songs. And I just kept developing my craft with it, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Went to college. Kind of took a tiny few month break from college. Was at a party. Remembered, like, holy shit. My whole thing was, like, guitar. And I just kind of, like, was so caught up in life. Like, I should probably get back into playing this. Picked it up, started ripping. I was like, yep, I still got it.
Did you learn notes? Like, you learn notes and shit. Okay.
Well, like, growing up, I played violin.
Yeah.
We had a piano in our house.
Okay.
My mom was big onto the A to G stuff.
Okay.
She was very much a big coach of mine for like how, like, when it comes to like composing and like what sounds good and stuff like that, and just like general rules of art, not rules but like guidelines. You know what I mean? Because in reality, there are no rules to art. Yeah. That's what makes it so sick.
Is it hard to, because I'm thinking like back in the day when I was growing up, like hip hop was so underground, right? Whenever you travel to different cities or different towns, like it was, whenever you found someone else that was into hip hop, like you clicked right away. Is it like that for metal nowadays? Like, is it hard to find like-minded people that you can jam with it and shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
You know, working at the bar, I see hundreds of people a night, and I witness a whole bunch of interactions between people. I've noticed that, you know, like there are people out there that think they know all.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone thinks that, bro.
People think they have the best taste. They think they know all the best bands. Bro, there's so much music out there. Like, no one knows. You know what I mean? No one knows it all. Yeah. And that's what I think. That's the common misconception nowadays that people have. That they think that they know it all. Yeah. And they get judgmental to anybody that doesn't listen to the same exact bands they do. Or the genres. Because there's so many different genres within metal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we found that out. So before we get into some crazy shit, like what are your plans now as far as music? Like where are you going to as far as your career and shit?
Plain and simple. I mean, like, me and Spence, Joel's our lead singer. Yeah. We have talked about it a lot. This is not a hobby for us.
Yeah, real talk.
Every single day I have off, I'm getting to the tier. If Spencer can too, because I know Spencer's a loaded, busy guy too.
Yeah.
Like, he has a lot to do. But
we mixing people's music all the time.
I'll get off work. I'll get off at like 8-hour shift. If I still have time in the day and Spencer's down, I'll get over here. Like, we want to play the biggest shows we can. We want to inspire the most people because there's a deep message behind what we're doing.
That's what's up.
And I would tell you it now, but I feel like it's not my place.
Okay.
It's our lead singer. Yeah.
I feel like people are going to find out.
We have a crazy story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it, like, I don't know how to explain it. Let's just say you guys are going to start seeing a lot more of us.
So I want to ask my co-host, and then I want to know from Matt. My bad about the drum thing. If it like I don't want you to get into all the jewels and shit about Treedpod, because obviously one of these days we gotta get all of y'all up in here, bro. I don't know how we gonna do it, but we gotta do it.
Yeah.
But yo, Spence, like if you were to summarize what the basis and the mission of Treedpod, like what would you say it is, man?
Honestly, I think the base and impact ordeal of Treedpod is to inspire people that like you have a voice, you know what I mean? You have a band or a set of people that, you know, have gone through certain things, and like we talk about a lot of personal experience.
Good. That's
you know
the
what I mean?
story,
Like especially like our traumas, and like, you know, we all kind of relate to that as people. We all got our own little things that we deal with on a daily basis. But I think what people can take away from Treedpod is like they have a voice, they have a band that they can look at and say like, I feel who they are and I know who they are, and I don't feel like, you know, I'm by myself. Like there's something out there for me that I can relate to with the music that we got. I feel like we just need we want to make a positive impact as much as anything.
That's
like we might talk about bad shit, or like we might talk about negative topics, but half the time we're talking about them for people to take away with them on a positive note. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Matt, you agree with what he's saying?
100%. Like a lot of I'd say a lot of our stuff is about personal experience.
Yeah.
We also have this slither of us. It's all about the like pure rage and heaviness, like explosive.
Yo, is it therapeutic, bro? That shit looks like it's therapeutic.
Oh my god,
it is.
It's awesome.
It feels awesome to do. I also feel like that. Like when we get like that. It kind of that's us showing like, hey, we're tight, like, you know what I mean? Like we can make you like dance your fucking socks off.
Oh, for sure.
So like that's part of us too. Like you're not gonna go to a Treedpod show and just stand there, and you're gonna do more than feel. We're gonna
make you guys move around like in really weird acrobatic ways.
Yeah, it's there's a culture to it, you know, within the Philly hardcore scene.
Throwing haymakers at kids and shit.
Me and Spence talked about this before, right? And this is my opinion. I want to know what y'all think about it, right? we like again, Spence, we talked about this, is I think the difference between a good artist and a great artist is what you just said, Spence, where you can show the world exactly who you are and tell your story without the masks, without the front, and without the I think and that's why in SouLivate, by the way, we have these 3 categories: get your soul on, you soul off, and you never soul out. You know what I'm saying? And one of the categories of get your soul on is that, you know what I'm saying, being able to be vulnerable and being honest and shit, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Again,
Definitely.
taking the mask off. Do you agree with that? Is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is sick.
That's the easiest way to put it, I'd say. Like,
And especially, sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're good,
in a world full of podcasts, this is something that separates you from everyone else.
Real
You know what I
talk.
mean? Like, you guys cover a lot here.
we cover a lot of cool things, and like, you know, it's interesting because like, you know, eventually we're gonna be interviewing like tons of different artists and bands, even out of the city or just locally and such. But like, I think it's really important that people, you know, have a space they can go to, whether it's on a pod or just like, you know, with friends or whoever, to like be as transparent, or through music if you make it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing better too. And like, that's the other thing. Even with our fans, like when we get fans coming out, like more of our fans to our shows, it's so rewarding to see people enjoy our music in a way that makes them go crazy and makes them happy.
relate and shit, right?
And relate. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like, I don't know. I love it.
Dude, when I see someone I don't know, like going crazy to our shit, dude, I don't think there's any better experience.
It's so cool. Like, cause like,
it's like,
think about it. Music at the end of the day is like frequency, like teaching. You know what I mean? What we sit there and do is we make frequencies that people take away a message from.
Yeah.
And like, we put that into a live performance aspect and we connect with people, even if we're small, it don't matter. Like, we actually sit there and we give people something they can take home with themselves.
Dude, yeah, that's,
you know? Like, that's sweet.
That was, I mean, they always say like the greatest human act is to inspire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's how I
Exactly.
feel when I'm like putting that stuff up there. I want to show people that like, you know what I mean?
Look.
Like, you can be counted out, but doesn't mean it's like too late for you. You know what I
Spence,
mean?
he's vibing with us because we talked about this on the last episode. By the way, this is episode 9. In episode 8, we talked about the concept of what is true art, right? And I said something. I said that true art, what you just said, should inspire you or give you an idea where you can birth another idea out of it, and we can fucking elevate. You know what I'm saying? Like, SouLivate, bro.
You can SouLivate.
Exactly, man. So I think it's cool. Like, sorry, man. You can go up, but I was just gonna say, like, when I started rapping and shit, it was when I came to America, and before I came here, I lived on the streets for 2 years in Ukraine. You know what I mean? It's like the 90s. It was rough, man. But when I started rapping, that was my whole idea and goal behind it. Was I want one day for a kid in Ukraine, another street kid, to be like walking by like a TV or whatever, or see me on the phone and be like, yo, he did it, I could do that too, bro.
Straight up.
Fuck yes, dude.
Straight
You know
up
what I'm
with
saying?
that. Straight up.
So I think that's dope, man. So what are we looking forward to in Treedpod as far as fans, as far as like us and shit, man? What you got going on, man?
So I mean,
Tell Matt. You got it.
we got a whole bunch of music in the tuck. We've been really patient on releasing it.
Okay.
We have differences about this decision.
So what is that like? All right, both of y'all, whatever, whoever wants go first, like explain that, because I told you about before we started recording. Like, to me, I can't imagine being in a group with like 4 other dudes.
4 other people,
How
right?
does that work, bro?
It
go for it,
definitely
Matt.
has
You got
its
it.
pros and its cons, 100%.
It does.
And at the end of the day, we just got to remember that we all love each other so
But
much.
how do you agree on an idea, bro?
We talk, we argue. And that's sometimes you have to do that.
Sometimes we do push-ups.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes like
Sometimes we get naked.
Jesus, Spencer.
Dick and butt.
Dick and butt, indeed. No, but like I don't like, dude. Some really great things can happen when 4 people, like multiple people, put their heads together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A business isn't run by one person.
Yeah.
A brand's not run by one person. And if we're looking in modern days, 2025, a band's also a brand.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
man.
So like, here, let me.
course.
Spence, hold my mic real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I just thought about it, bro? You know what I just thought about?
What's that?
Like, call me like, I don't want to get metaphysical and shit, but there's a reason 4 of y'all came together, bro.
Oh, absolutely. We kind of just
100%.
came together naturally. Like, Joel was the one that like instigated it first. We met at a mall that's like local to us, like literally like a year and a half ago. And he just DM'd me just out of nowhere saying like, yo, like I'm trying to start a band. Like, do you want to try some? And I was like, yeah. And literally from that day, I met him at the mall. It just snowballed effect because I couldn't. Ooh, is that is the tease?
Yo, Spence, why are you not showing me
to plug
this
the
shit,
tease?
bro?
So going back to us being more than a band, but we're also a brand. We have a clothing line. We have
Yo,
this is our newest
why did you not
product.
show me? That shit looks sick.
Yeah, we got the
bro.
eyeball right here.
What?
This is done
Let me
by
see that, man.
designs are done by
Can I
Steve,
see
right?
that?
Yeah, the initial
see that.
designs were done by Steve Palladino, and the printing was done by our boy Nick.
Yo,
They both
this
kill it. They're
is
awesome people.
Crazy.
You dig it, Naz? You dig
Yeah,
that?
dude,
What?
Big
This
brother.
is beautiful,
Thank you.
man.
But like,
Yo, this is hard. I rock that shit.
That's what we be selling at the actual shows.
That's
like we're
hard, bro.
gonna get like a good new line of merch for like for our shows this year and such. But like that's our main hoe right now.
Listen, we are always plugging the links in the description. So y'all please go check that shit out. Go cop it. Go support.
Go to a show and grab a shirt.
Yo, go support these local heroes, man. You know what I'm saying? These are local heroes, man. They are the next generation that will inspire the next generation. This is what I want to know, man. Why Treedpod? Why the name Treedpod?
I
That's
actually
you.
can tell you the story on that. So it's so funny, right? So we were initially trying to come up with different names for like the longest amount of time. And like I still have the note in my phone of like we probably had like 25 different names just like back to back. And I remember one day we were just sitting there in our group chat, literally in our group chat, and Joel was like shooting random name ideas back and forth with me. And he just out of nowhere said tripod. And in my mind, I was like, well, I mean, tri is in trio, like, a tripod of a camera's got 3 legs. So I was like, all right, 3 people that kind of initially started the band,
Okay.
at least from what I know of, was Joel, it was Steve when he was around, and I believe it was Joey that was kind of involved, like our old guitarist. And Conlon came into it later. He was our old bassist. And then I'll be so real, I just said Treedpod in the chat. Like I literally just said, and then I reversed and I said pod tree, and then like Joel and like freaking Steve like spazzed out with fire emojis, and like it just stuck. And that's literally how it came
Treedpod,
about.
man.
We were just like, oh, and Joel was like, that sounds like a stoner like metal band name because like everybody smokes weed.
Shit,
Because
right,
like
right,
Tree,
right.
I used to smoke weed. I don't do it anymore. But like Matt and like Joel, like they smoke some good za.
I'm baked right now.
Yo, Yo, Spence,
Yeah.
Spence, before we go on, man, and I'm gonna cut this out when I'm editing.
Okay.
Is my mic on, bro?
Let me see.
Can you double check?
Yeah, it's rolling. Yeah, I hear
It's rolling, right? You hear it? Nah, my mic.
Why is that?
My mic, because it's like a flat line, bro.
That's on me. I think I'm the green. Yeah.
Why is it? Hold up.
Yeah, we gotta make sure because I'm looking at the screen, I'm thinking,
plug your? Why is my shit on that?
because it's recording, right? But I don't see it bouncing shit.
I don't. Hold up. I gotta zoom out real quick.
It's good that I seen it, because imagine us go for like a couple hours and this shit was...
No, we're good. We're good. I'm trying to. What the hell happened to? Oh, my headphones. 2 seconds. Hold up.
It's unplugged.
Yeah, that's actually why I can't hear it. I think we were good. Is it cutting out?
Nah, I'm just saying I gotta make sure that it's on because... For
The flat. So I'm the bottom one since you guys are doing the meat of it.
Alright.
Here,
Hello.
Yeah, you're
Hello. Yeah.
Alright, so we recording,
Oh.
we still recording, right?
good. Hold on.
Yeah, Spence, go back into the name.
All right, ready. Hold up. All right, we are back. Okay, cool.
Okay,
We
okay.
good now.
Yeah, so... You know what's crazy about this design and shit? Because I see a tree of life on it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Steve created the symbol or found it somewhere.
Yes.
But it's cool because like Treedpod's a vision. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's still I mean, we're making it a reality.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's still a vision because it's not where it needs to be.
Yo, if one day y'all decide to like farm some weed and shit, like Spence said, that's a good name, bro.
Treedpod, the dispensary.
Bro, if we're ever getting in that business, shout out local legend Dom Stanzione from
Oh my God.
out in Oklahoma right now. Some Porch Dispensary or I forget how Some Porch Farms.
Yo, let's
He grows
go,
that
man.
shit, yeah.
We need some sponsors and
Dom,
shit,
we see
man.
you, bro. I could use some more weed. I miss
see
you,
you.
brother.
We need some sponsors, bro.
But,
We need a couple of packs.
Yo, going back into the name real quick.
Yeah.
So I joined a little later on. Spencer and me had known each other from middle school.
Wait, did you take place of the dude that got kicked out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, it's this band called Treedpod. At first, I was like, what the heck does Treedpod mean? But it has grown on me, and it's like, I think it's perfect for us because you'll search that up, and the only thing that's gonna come up is our band
Yeah, of course.
and trees of pod. It's kind of funny.
Just only trees.
Yeah, and there's so much more to the name than just what a tree pod is.
Right.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with how it sounds.
Yeah.
But it's more so like you think a tree pod, you're gonna think of a story.
Of course.
A story of four men that came together. Like
Think about it. Another cool thing is we're also like from the sticks. Like we literally live in at least for me here, like I live in the woods here. Like my studio's here in
You're not really
the
in the
freaking
woods, though, bro.
No, we are. I'm technically
suburbia.
this studio and this crib. It's in the 5 Mile Woods. It's a part of it. So it's this is like the hub.
I've seen some more woods, bro. Like to me, like Newtown is woods and shit.
Newtown?
Yeah.
Newtown is not
Nah,
woods.
Newtown-
That's like preppy. That's like
Newtown's
Prep
definitely
Town
like
and Crumble Cookie.
Newtown's 100% like straight suburbia.
Yeah.
But they do have like Tyler State Park.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
true.
Tyler
That's
State
true.
Park is gangster.
Dude, it's like it's PA. Like there's woods everywhere.
Yeah.
We're in the suburbs of PA.
Yeah. There's a lot more deer, a
yeah.
lot of woods, and a lot of
About
pizza.
like 10 minutes from the city of Trenton.
So hold on a
Not
second.
even.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to know, right? One of the members gets kicked out, right? You come in, they are already together and shit. How were the initial first like meetings and shit? Did you like click right in like a fucking Rubik's Cube, like bound? Like how was that, man?
So Spence had hit me on me like, yo, man, we should jam sometime. And I'm
on
like,
Snapchat.
yes. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm down. Check out this like math rock Midwest emo shit. Cause I do like almost all the genres.
Yeah.
Right now I'm mainly focused on metal, but I can get down on jazz, anything you want, blues.
This is the Midwest.
Gangster.
King.
But I came over. Spence didn't even tell me the other band members are gonna be there. I came over. I had my guitar and like not even a drop tuning, but I do play with like a very punky way. Mm-hmm. I think lead singer heard it. Me and Spence made a track that night. They were fucking with me a little bit.
Oh my God, we did.
Yeah, we made a song called. I love that song.
But
one was that?
as far
It's a simple song.
as
Wait, what the
far
hell?
as
Is
the
that Navy?
as far as the vibes and shit, did you like click right away? As far as like vibing with the guys and
I
shit?
definitely think like I couldn't prove myself until it was time for me to like lay down a song, like
Yeah.
a song for that they like in that genre that fit the band.
Yeah.
So like I listened to what they had. I loved it. I actually tweaked one of the songs for them, Twisted Reality.
Yep.
And then I was like, all right, let me show you what I got. So I laid down a gentler, like post-hardcore, which is
Okay.
we're a hardcore band. Post-hardcore is just a lighter hardcore, if that makes
Okay.
sense, song.
Yeah.
And
More
then
melodic.
I did like a traditional two-step hardcore song for them. And they did pretty well. And then I was like, hold up. And then we did a single. And
Yeah.
that's where I was like, this is what, like, where I thought I could really show you, like, hey, I'm like nasty at this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I know
shit.
I'm
so
that
hold
guy.
on.
with
So
it.
you felt like, yo, I really gotta like prove myself, right? Like,
Well, I
gotta
just like
show
I
these-
knew like kind of yes and no. You know what I mean? I had connections. I had been in a good amount of bands too, but I wanted to show people. I wanted to be like, yeah, I'm trying to go the distance with
That's what's
this
up.
shit.
That's
Definitely.
what's up.
You know what I mean? I
So-
wanted to show them like I used an innovative tuning for that single.
Okay,
like
so-
something
That's
that's never
crazy.
been
So
done.
that's your
Yeah.
personal experience, Spence. What about like you and the rest of the members? Like, what did you say after you heard him, bro?
Well, I mean, the first time I actually had Matt over, I mean, it was just, I'm very natural with everybody. Like,
Nah, I know that, but I'm saying this is a band, this is a brand, this is
are you
something
talking about when
doing
everybody was
serious.
together? Like, how did it feel?
Yeah, but I'm saying after he left, because now the three of y'all got to make a decision probably, right? Like,
Yeah.
So how did you feel like how he did and shit after that first night, man?
I was invested. Like, I
Okay.
was fully invested into you, dude. Like, first, like, because again, we knew each other from school. So, like, it was already hyped to have you over and come hang anyways, just to chill. But, like, being so real, like, once Matt came over for that first practice and we just vibed out for what it was.
You were like, this
it was
is it, right?
as natural and as fun as possible. And I was like, this is exactly who we need.
We
like,
got it.
And, like, the other thing, too, is,
can
like,
hear
even...
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go. What you got?
You can. I feel like you can hear the difference between the songs where I'm like the couple songs that I'm not in because I wasn't there yet, and what we have now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like I bring a weirdness to us, a
Which
uniqueness.
is so cool. We need weird.
That's my job. So like with one single like I took from the Smashing Pumpkins with their song Mayonnaise.
Smashing Pumpkins, I know
Wow.
about them.
I forget the exact tuning, but they be doing tunings that will break your guitar. And I was
Okay.
like, fuck it, you only live once. I'm gonna do that.
Yo,
So I
listen,
was tuning.
I'ma try it.
I tuned two of the same strings to the same note. Did
Yo.
this like half drop B, half drop C sharp thing.
Yo,
I love it.
as a hip hop head, I want to hear it from both of y'all, man. Who's the greatest guitarist of all time? Let's
Well, you go.
kill the
You
legend
go.
right now, man.
Okay.
go.
All right.
Who do you think?
Because we got Jimi Hendrix and we got Joel Santana. That's what I know.
Okay.
So
So-
who's the greatest guitarist of all time? And the
man.
dude from
Yeah.
Kiss, right? Well, I forgot his
Gene
name.
Simmons, right? So
Gene
I mean, it's art subjective. So everyone's top five is gonna be different.
Yeah.
Number one for me, I'm gonna have to go Guthrie Govan of the Aristocrats.
Okay.
Fire.
Insane. Number two, I gotta go with a modern day guy. I think Tim Henson's kind of face melting.
It's insane.
He's
Tim
not
Henson's insane.
like he's a prog metal guy,
Yeah.
but like he also gets jazzy with it. Same with Guthrie Govan's like jazz. You know what I mean? Like those guys are so good.
Yeah.
Let me
Because the guitar is like, there's skills to it. It's kind of like, because I know you're saying that it's subjective, but to me, it's kind of like playing football. Like, you know who's really good. Like, once you seen the skill with the hands and shit, you know what I mean?
to an
tricks.
extent, and I'll revisit that in a second. John Frusciante up there, he's actually a guy, but look at Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Kurt
Okay.
Cobain made amazing music with his guitar,
What?
but
Yeah,
he didn't do
yeah.
anything that special with it.
Right.
So like that's where like guitar's an art too. Like sometimes less is better. Simpler can be more powerful.
Simplicity is
Yeah.
beauty, bro.
Yeah.
So
less
sometimes
is more.
like there's plenty of times where Spence is like, "Yo, you're doing too much," and I am.
Yeah.
All right. Going back to it.
So,
Who's my
Spence,
number
who's the greatest guitarist of all time to you, bro?
To me, I might get hate for this, but I'm gonna be so real because I just grew up on with them with like my family. I have to go Eddie Van Halen. I have to, and the reason why
my number
is
five.
Yeah, like for
he's up there.
I don't know why, but for me, the way Van Halen played and how he soloed and the way he moved on his guitar inspired people. Period. Like
Okay.
it was so foreign to hear the way that Eddie used to play back in the day, and you know, R.I.P. obviously Eddie Van Halen, but like I don't know, something about him I feel like just inspired like everybody. Like once people heard that back in the 80s and the 90s, it was like you got to pick up a fucking guitar.
What's your thoughts on Dimebag Daryl though?
Dimebag Darrell's great. He's
another-
fantastic.
Was
He's
that
someone-
your number 4? That's what you
So
were gonna say?
I'm like revisiting this because I feel
I'm
like
going back,
Jimi
memory lane.
Hendrix probably needs to be in there, but Dimebag Daryl and Eddie Van Halen are also amazing. Dimebag Daryl did so much for what's going on today.
So wait,
For sure.
Jimi Hendrix and Joel Santana's not even on the list? Is that like too popish and shit? Like,
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix is definitely a freak of nature and
But
one of
also,
the best
Jimi
guitarists
Hendrix
ever.
is like a go-to of like I feel like everybody's like
that's what I'm
top
saying.
like favorite guitarist.
No, but
too.
he was also like there's some things that he did that's undisputed greatness.
of course.
You know what I mean? Like and
Straight the
wildness.
hell
You know
up.
what I mean? Like he's someone who would really die for his art. And when you're willing to die for your art, it's going to be amazing.
So what about Joel Santana? Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? The Mexican dude, like he's super nice with the. Am I crazy? Y'all don't
I'm
know
actually
what I'm
bad.
talking about?
Do you know Joel Santana? I don't. I'm
not
horrible.
really.
The dude,
Don't shame us.
So
We're not
hold
that
on.
intelligent.
Nah, hold on. So this is the story. Y'all know about Woodstock, right?
Yes.
Like the original Woodstock and shit, right?
yeah.
So y'all gotta see this video. A young Jimi Hendrix and a young Joel Santana come on stage together, bro. And they just rip it. I'm not like a guitar, I'm a hip hop person, but even I was like, holy shit, bro.
Jimmy, here's another one that people don't think of.
Jimmy Page.
BB King.
Ooh,
BB King's fire.
My dad met him.
Really?
Met him?
I don't know the story, but I know my pops has met him.
Hold
No
on. What
way.
about the dude from the Doors? What is his name?
I know Three Doors.
The main dude from the Doors, man.
Oh my God.
I got you.
Holy shit! Why am I forgetting this, man? He
Robbie
also
Craig?
died.
Robbie Craig? Robbie?
He also died when he was 27, man. The Doors. Type in the Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
Jim Morrison, man.
Jim Morrison's sick, awesome composer. I think there's two different types of guitar player. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's someone who writes it for the art, and then there's also people that they write it for the art, but there's some sport in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think what made the Doors such a great band is it's great music and all that stuff. The dude was also a little bit of a nutcase.
Okay.
It was interesting
because they were
Yeah.
they were dropping acid and shit, bro.
You know,
Like-
you